Welcome back to ChristianLivingRadio.com. This is your host, Kenyatta Goins, Pastor G. Hey, we've got a great holiday show coming your way on Unashamed by Grace with the Moms Panel. Yes, that's right, folks. They are back. The girls are back in the house today on the Moms Panel. They're going to be discussing holiday traditions. I think it's going to be a great show. Let's join in now.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Christian Living Radio, for having us again today. We so appreciate, everything you do for our ministry that in turn is able to help people across the world just get the word. And, we have this wonderful panel here of mentor moms that they're with us every month. And so today we're doing a holiday show. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about was Christmas traditions. So, I started thinking about this and it was like, do you remember what you got for Christmas last year? I know I don't. What about the year before? If you think about that for a minute, how many of us really do, off the top of our head, remember what we got without really thinking about it? Do your kids remember? So, well, I don't. And I bet you remember, though, what you did for Christmas. And especially your children, if you were to ask them, they're going to certainly remember the things you did rather than the presents they got. So long after those presents are forgotten, it's the memories of how you spend your time that lives on. So our question today is, how do you give your family the Christmas to remember, and especially where there's so many people, that don't even maybe have money to pay bills or to, they're having trouble just even surviving. And then they look at Christmas, and I know sometimes loneliness sets in or depression. So we want to help combat that and give you some ideas on how to just bring joy back into Christmas, because that's exactly what Christ did when he was born, is he brought joy to the world. So it doesn't have to cost money. We have some ideas here at the end of our discussion of some free things that you can do. Even if you don't live in Arizona where we live, there are things all across the country that are free, and those are the things that actually create memories. So I'm going to start with you, Laura. Good morning.
Good morning.
And I just wanted to ask you, I know you have... you come from a big family, and you're growing a big family. So the traditions that you have, those are the things that your children remember. What are some of the things that you do each year?
Okay, well, we drive around and look at lights. That one's been a favorite for years because my husband works a lot during the holidays. So I could keep my kids strapped in car seats and still provide holiday entertainment. We also, do all the breakfasts and with Santa and stuff. There's usually a lot of Santa options, way more than just the mall.
Yes.
You just have to look them up.
Well, speaking of that, I did look up some, and each year at the Bass Pro Shops here in Arizona, I know there's Bass Pro Shops all over the place, they have a free Santa Winter Wonderland. And those pictures they're actually free. You can even use your own camera, but they're free pictures with Santa. Plus, they have all kinds of free things to do for the kids, and you can actually spend hours in the store. So that's something where they can see Santa that's free.
Yes, that one is my husband's favorite one. But our favorite tradition that we do is we go out to breakfast on Christmas morning. And so, I don't have to cook, but then we also choose a table to pay for. And that one is our absolute, my kids have been asking for months, Mom, what table do you think we're going to pay for?
Oh my gosh.
And so we all look around separately, and we all, pray about it, and we all talk about it afterwards and say, okay, which table did you think? And if we didn't agree on a table, we go back to square one, and we have to all agree on the same table, and then we pay for it, and we write a little note to them, and, that one is our favorite one.
And just think about it. You know that your girls are going to remember that for the rest of their lives. And they may end up even doing that when they get older. Yeah, what a great tradition.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
My mom did a great job when we were young, growing up, making Christmas about other people, and we always, fed homeless or, made sandwiches and gave them out on the streets or whatever. We lived somewhat close to Chicago, so we would go down to Chicago, and she just did a really great job of always making sure we knew other people,
that you focused on other people.
Yeah, that we focused on other people.
That's great. My parents, I had forgotten about this, but in when I was growing up here in Arizona, in the newspaper, the local newspaper, which I won't say, but because I don't even know if they're still around, but they used to do a list, and where the parents could call in and you donate like X amount of dollars, and it would say, and then the children would say, this is my donation based on whatever. And even though I didn't give the money, because my name was in the paper as the person that donated, even though I was like, 5 or 6, it still meant so much to me, even though it wasn't my own money, because I felt like I was giving to someone. And I don't remember what the donations were for now at the time, but see, I still remember doing that, giving money, to somebody else in need.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Kelly Ray, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear about some of the traditions that you have.
Well, we have a lot of them actually, but going to see the Christmas lights is one of our favorites too. I love watching the reflection of all the lights in my kids' eyes. Like that, I just very much enjoy that. And you see that like twinkle in their eye.
Yeah,
it's cheesy. I enjoy it. But we do simple things. I mean, being a single mom. We had to cut corners for a little while, and we've created new memories and new traditions. But even, when we first started our family, I had the kids. We actually were in the newspaper one time because someone wrote an article about what we did for Christmas.
Wow.
It was
Tell us about
cool.
it. Yeah.
So I would have the kids. So Black Friday, all the ads come out. So I have the kids circle and write down all the gifts they want, and then they total the price. And then they're allowed to pick 3 that they want, and then we subtract that price, and that amount is what we give to whatever charity they pick. So like that's something they enjoy doing. They're like, okay, which one are we gonna do this year? And it's just it's about giving to other people, and my kids love that. I mean, I love that. Like-minded.
Right.
We want to give to others and teaching the children that. Every Black Friday, I purchase a board game, some new board game for our family. And the kids get to open that on Christmas Eve, and we play games on Christmas Eve. We just enjoy each other. We have fun. And I made the rule when the kids were little, Christmas Day, we don't go anywhere. Because I don't like having to... oh, here's your presents, and now let's be away and gone all day. Let's make it about, being with each other and celebrating Jesus and making
being a
this
family.
Yeah. And anybody can come over. They're welcome to come over.
But you just don't go anywhere.
We stay at home. Yeah, we enjoy it. We stay in our PJs all day, and our matching PJs usually. And we just enjoy, Christmas.
Yeah.
Another part of the thing that it actually is kind of more towards Thanksgiving, but me and my mom, we make several trays of lasagna. And whoever's around us for Thanksgiving, we give a tray of lasagna to.
I'll come over next Thanksgiving.
We give a tray of lasagna to, and it's so they can stick it in their freezer so they can have that for Christmas Day.
Oh, wow. That's so wonderful.
That's been something that I've always done with my mom growing up, my sister sometimes, but she lives in Scottsdale, so she's not always around.
Yeah.
But just really... about giving to other people and enjoying each other as a family.
So outside of purchasing matching PJs, I don't really hear a lot of cost involved in what you do now, like your new traditions, like staying home and making lasagna and playing board games.
Well, lasagna is our meal, and we played board games. I mean, the kids, I still get them gifts.
Sure, of course.
But it's not about the gifts. This year, literally, they're like, we don't even know what we want. It was really hard for them to make a list. They're like, we have everything that we need. And I'm literally like,
what great hearts.
One thing for you right now. Because it was difficult. They picked from the list when they made their thing up on Black Friday. They were like, well, I guess this would be a cool one, because they were like, we don't need it. So they were just trying to make their list bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have gone through enough that we really do try to focus just on, the strength of our family together.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you really do.
Yeah. Oh, and we do candlelight service on
yes.
Christmas Eve. Yeah. And that is absolutely amazing.
We do that too. I don't think we've ever missed one.
Yeah.
So we're planning on going this time.
Yes, sir.
Our church does, it's a candlelight service where I know a lot of churches do too. And, halfway through or, toward the end of the service, they always give everyone a candle as you walk in, and then you light a candle and they turn the lights down. And you just look across, we go to a big church, you just look across the sanctuary and you just see all these lights, and it's like, that's exactly who we are. Mm-hmm. We are lights in this dark world. And so it really gives you a true picture of what our spirits look like to, in this world. Mm-hmm. And I always just get goosebumps when
me too. I have goosebumps right now. But even just when the lights are off, right when they first light the first 2 or 3 candles, it's dark, and then all of a sudden the whole entire room, and it's a big sanctuary, is just bright, like the lights were on, and it's just like you are that light,
right?
And just love it. Jesus is awesome.
Well, good morning, Sarah. Thank you for
morning.
joining us.
Thank you.
You're such a blessing to us. So tell us about your traditions that you've had. Now, you're not originally from Arizona, right?
My husband and I were both born and raised in Arizona.
Oh, you were? Okay. All right. And so tell us some of the traditions that you've had, throughout the years and with your children.
We aren't big into traditions. And I think for us, it's kind of come from maybe when we've tried to do things over the years and it's kind of failed, then that kind of opens a door for hurt and disappointment. So we do love to go take the kids in the car. We make sure that they bring hot cocoa. That's part of the thing that we let them. One time a year you can bring food in the car. Is to keep warm in our warm summer Christmas.
Yeah.
Hot cocoa in the car. We try to always make sure we do that every year. It doesn't always happen. We also try our hardest to make it every year to the candlelight service, but that doesn't always happen. We'll find some fun stuff on Pinterest that we love to just get together and make fun things. That's not necessarily a tradition because we haven't done it all the time.
Well, that's one of the things on my list, though, is making things. Mm-hmm. And they actually, Pinterest is a big thing to find products, or not products, but projects on. And so that actually is considered a tradition, according to when you Google traditions, Pinterest is on there now.
That's great.
Making things. So does it tend to be Christmas things that you make or just random decorations?
Yeah. Well, last year, the big craze was the snowmen with the rice. Mm-hmm. And so we did that last year. And of course the kids probably want to do it again this year. And I have a big bag of it in the cupboard, and I don't know if I want to bring it out again. But I don't know. We try to, maybe think of this year is actually going to be different for us. And I don't think it's a tradition. I don't know if I want to start it. So we have a new neighborhood, and our neighborhood is only 22 houses. And they are like the most fantastic people ever. Mm. And they all just bring us stuff all the time. And even now that it's Christmas, they come, a little knock at the door, and it's a different neighbor, and it's a blanket and with the Christmas card. And here's a little, bottle of, the juice, and it's this. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to get my youngest daughter is a baking nut. She loves, she's a baker. And so I said, you are helping me. We're going to make treats and goodies for all 21 other neighbors. Mm-hmm. And so last night I went and got all the supplies for, hopefully I can, I'll probably keep going to the store back and forth 1,000 times to keep getting more and more chocolate. So I don't know, giving something to each neighbor every year, of course, will be a tradition, but I don't know about baking.
Yeah. Just put her in charge of that.
Yeah.
She'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
See, now that's something to me, if I, even as an adult, but as a child, I would love that. Mm-hmm. That would mean so much to me, to be able to, because especially, I don't know about your neighborhood, but a lot of neighborhoods, they don't even talk to each other. Like where I live and where I've lived, you pull in your garage, you shut the garage door, you don't see your neighbors. And where we live now they've kind of changed it. Winter visitors have been purchasing a lot of the homes where I live. So the children are actually moving out, and where we live, there's they closed a couple schools, so the children are kind of moving out of the subdivision. And so during the summer, there's nobody there, and they might come, for a few months out of the year. So the street's so empty. So I feel like sometimes